Hello and welcome back to another episode of Traphouse, aka Nathan's Sports Cards here. We're just going to do another podcast here. We haven't done one in a minute. We're going to do a pre-Dallas podcast for y'all. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching or listening to this on Apple or Spotify, make sure you follow us there. And then also check out our YouTube, Nathan's Sports Card. My Instagram is nathans.sportscards. I have a black and light blue logo. You'll see it when you type that in on the search bar. But today I've got two normal guests with me, Mr. Trenton John, TJ Needert, and then we got my boy Cooper Shepard.
AKA cs.sportscards on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Got a shameless plug right there. But anyway, we're going to get into our pre-Dallas stuff. If you've listened to former podcasts before, you kind of know how we do these. We just go through a couple of talking points and really just have kind of a basic conversation that we would normally have even if we're not recording. But this Dallas show is going to be a little bit different than most of the ones. I feel like a lot of the prior Dallas shows, we were pretty, in my opinion, you could kind of predict what was going to sell pretty well. Going into this one, I think I have an idea, but I feel like just the hype around this Dallas show is not as much as it is just because of the National and Atlanta. Atlanta's this same weekend, and then the National is obviously going to be about a week and a half away once Dallas hits. But just kind of want to talk about, I guess I'll start with TJ, what your buying strategy is, what you'll be buying, what you're looking for, things like that.
So for this Dallas show, kind of just taking it, kind of the normal thing, not really having a plan. I know that if I do have any kind of plan, it's going to be to do two things. One, kind of the volume play, kind of what I like to do. I think this Dallas show is going to be a little slower, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So I think there's going to be some opportunities there that typically wouldn't be there within a day or two of the show happening because a lot of stuff will get kind of fleeced over really quickly. So I definitely see that. And then also I think that there's going to be a little bit of like a trading off opportunity to be had. I feel like a lot of the dealers are going to be looking for, higher end inventory if they're setting up with the National in a week. And so I think that trading up into other stuff is an option so they can get a more wide inventory, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely looking at some different stuff, football for sure. And then, just kind of stuff that moves pretty easily on live sales and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I'll agree with that point and kind of add on to it. You talked about vendors wanting stuff for the National. If I'm a vendor at the National, I don't want Zion PSA 10s. I don't want Luka PSA 10s. I want something that you're not going to see every day. So I feel like if you have cards like that, numbered stuff, rare autos, like you have that Jim Brown to 3, that's a great National card.
It is, yeah.
Just rare stuff like that you don't see. I feel like vendors, if I was a vendor at least, I would rather trade for that type of stuff, and sell my, bulk cheap crap, not cheap crap, but like your $500 Zion PSA 10, things like that. So. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with the bulk buy. I'll be doing that as well just because I've been trying to run up my eBay store a little bit more and have constant inventory coming in and out for that. So I definitely agree with that play as well. Cooper, what are your thoughts on that same question?
Like what I'm looking to buy?
Yeah, or just like what do you think your plan is, I guess, as far as players or what you're looking for?
I would say normal. I'm investing a lot into Shea, but I want to get a lot of football, mainly just because obviously the hype around football is going up right now, and so I just want to get a lot of football that I can really any big names that are flippable. I mean, I'm investing in Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow a lot, but I want to get a lot of football that I can just flip, just because I feel like a lot of football prices are going up right now, and then I would like to try to get into bulk stuff too if I can find the deal. But, I don't really have a plan, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with that. Both of y'all talked about football, and I completely agree with that. I have a bunch of football stashed away that I'll be getting rid of here pretty soon, but I want to ask you a football-related question. I'll go with Cooper first this time. When you say you're buying football and you want to flip football, because obviously I feel like all of us agree that football is not a very long-term play. Like all these quarterbacks and stuff that we're going to be buying up, you're going to sell. Is that true for both of you guys?
Yeah, no, I would plan on flipping it like right before the season starts.
That's my question.
Like before week 1.
That's my question. When do you sell the players that you're buying? So like, for example, I know TJ's a big Mahomes guy. Are you going to hold one Mahomes into the season, see how he does? Are you going to flip it all before? As far as Joe Burrow, if he doesn't start week 1, are you going to flip it before week 1? Even though he's on track, let's just say something happens in training camp where he tweaks it or something. You never know with football. But, because training camp starts in 2 weeks?
Something like that, yeah.
So when do you sell football?
With the people that I'm investing in, I'd like to hold it, but as soon as something comes out of something saying they're playing good in training camp or they had a good preseason game, I would like to get rid of most of the football before the actual season starts.
I think that's kind of actually a subjective question. I think it kind of depends on who you're looking at.
Yeah.
There's a difference between, in my opinion, and they go hand in hand, but investing versus prospecting. Joe Burrow is a prospect. Jalen Hurts is a prospect. Those are guys that I feel, if you really believe in them, you'll hold them into the season. But regardless, I strongly believe that the hype of the football season is going to have their card just naturally go up. And so you will have that guaranteed money as long as you got into the card at the right time. In my opinion, Mahomes and Brady are both guys that you would be able to safely hold going into the season. And regardless of performance, which will likely be good, you'll still be pretty safe and not losing any money.
Yeah, I agree 100%. For me, my strategy as far as football goes, I have a lot of quarterbacks stashed away. I don't really have any football slabs besides Mahomes, and that is for a reason because, like TJ was saying, that goes off his point of Mahomes and Brady are more of an investment, and I would rather use that Mahomes as a trade piece rather than outright sell it. And then I have a ton of Jalen Hurts. I have a few Burrows. Not really a Herbert guy, even though I probably should be. It's just I feel like Hurts is a better play because I think he will be the starter there. And he's going to sell well here where we're at in Oklahoma City. But all that stuff for me will be gone. I would like to sell all my Hurts at least 10 to 7 days before the season starts. I want it all gone.
Yeah.
Everything. I don't care if the Eagles start 4-0 and I lose money. I don't care. I'm not taking the risk on Jalen Hurts being good and having his hyper lime green prism number to 175 that I have and not flipping that and using that money somewhere else. It's not going to happen. Football is a straight flip for me. Basketball and other sports, soccer are going to be more of my investment and collection type pieces. Now, I collect football because I'm an Ohio State fan, so you've seen all my patch autos and stuff of Ohio State guys, but that stuff I'm keeping. As far as just flipping and Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow, that stuff's out the door 2 weeks before the season.
Yeah, let me kind of clarify real quick. So like Nathan mentioned, I'm a pretty big Mahomes guy. I have 2 pretty nice Mahomes cards right now. I'm not necessarily looking to sell those, but rather trade them before the season begins. I feel like I can trade those 2 things as they increase in value versus what I have into them into more of a grail type, either Mahomes or just something in general. And I feel that just with the natural elevation of the football market that we're seeing happen right now, that those would be both great candidates to trade up into something I either like more or, maybe I can upgrade. For example, I have a Donruss PSA 10 rated rookie of Mahomes. I could probably do that and cash into an optic and just keep upgrading what I have of him because I'm a pretty strong believer.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Cooper, anything else you want to add to that before I ask my next question?
Yeah, I agree. I do want to trade literally everything I have of football. One of the things I do want to do in Dallas is trade my Peyton Manning rookie that I got from UTJ with my Jalen Hurts select RPA that was once yours, Nathan's, then yours, TJ,
and all pass around the same cards.
And now mine, and hopefully it will be somebody in Dallas's card next weekend or this weekend.
Yeah. Going into, I guess we'll talk a little bit about the future here. I want to go into future football products here. I have a question. I'm going to put you on the spot. Offensive Rookie of the Year for this class. Who you got?
I'll come back to me.
All right.
Oh, it's a no-brainer. Trevor Lawrence.
No.
He's going to be the truth.
No. Justin Fields. He's in the best position.
I was going to... Justin Fields is probably going to start. Gardner Minshew's not going to start. Not Gardner Minshew. I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence. Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would either say Trevor Lawrence or... I could see it being like, who did Jamar Chase get drafted by?
The Bengals.
Actually, no, probably not.
I
Yeah,
could see maybe
ETN?
I could maybe see like a Devontae Smith also possibly.
He's solid with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I would either say Justin Fields or Jamar Chase, but probably Justin Fields.
So out of the 5 guys that got drafted in the first round, do you think that their Prism base will go in that order as far as price? Like Lawrence is the top, then Wilson, then Lance, then Fields, then
No, I think
Jones?
Justin Fields
What's
is
your
going to be
order?
second.
What's your order?
Lawrence, Fields, Mac Jones. Lawrence, Fields, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Trey Lance.
Okay. I think mine will be Lawrence is 1A, Fields is 1B. They'll be like $10 apart, maybe like $90 and $80 or whatever it is. And then I'll go Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson's last. I don't like the position Zach Wilson's in. Justin Fields is in such a good spot to like produce right away. The Bears have an amazing defense. They've got Allen Robinson and Mooney around him. Like I just feel like Fields is in such a good spot to like at least win 8 or 9 games his first year.
So are you talking in terms of pricing or in terms of like performance?
Well, their performance determines their price.
Well,
Prism base.
Base.
Okay.
When like it's 2 weeks into the product.
Okay, because I was gonna say those first sales for Lawrence are gonna be
because
far
like
beyond
Trey
everybody
Lance, he might not play a game this whole year because Garoppolo's there.
Right.
So he may be like the Jordan Love of this year. You know what I mean?
I believe it. I figure his will be 15 to 20
By the time it's all done,
like when they settle. Like
that, you think they're that cheap?
for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, I feel like that's like a $40 card.
You think so?
Like even like a month after Prism.
I don't know.
For at least like a couple months.
Football is just such a performance-based thing. Like even like Jordan Love didn't play a snap all year, but he still sells. But like, I don't know. It's just I feel like Zach Wilson's just gonna have a terrible year.
I believe it.
I just don't see it. But sorry, that was an off-topic question. But now we'll kind of talk a little bit about expectations for this show. Like I said in the beginning, this Dallas show is going to be a little bit different. They said on the flyer that there's supposed to be 600 plus tables, but I don't think that's even going to be close.
As of now, there's still tables available.
Yeah, so I don't think that's going to be the case. There's the first ever Atlanta show is also this weekend, and then the National is obviously a couple of days away after that.
Is that Atlanta show supposed to be as big as Dallas?
It's huge.
It's supposed to be like 300-400. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Are we even supposed to have that second room at Dallas like we did in, what was it, March?
I think they were supposed to, but I don't think they'll end up having it.
Yeah, they're supposed to have it.
But I guess I just want to hear what you think your expectations will be as a buyer. And then I know TJ sits at a table too, so I want to hear his perspective on like what he thinks will be different or similar or what's going to go on as a vendor. So TJ, I'll let you start on that one, whatever viewpoint you want to start on.
So I'm gonna start with like when I'm like walking around. There's definitely opportunity to be had. People are looking for inventory, but with wanting inventory comes I have to be at a certain percentage type thing, which is always hard. Because what side you are on the table really affects the negotiation unless it's like ultra high end. I would say that there is a buying opportunity here. People are, just like they're looking for inventory, are also looking for cash for the National to continue to buy as that show continues. This is definitely the pregame, you know. This and ATL are both going to be major buying opportunities for vendors. I think that they're going to be buying. But I also don't know how the selling will be for them. I feel like that they can have the leverage of, okay, I'm going to be at the biggest sports card show in the nation, probably the biggest sports card show ever, here in 1 week. I don't have to necessarily take the 25% of comps when I could go get 15% of comps in 7 days.
Yeah.
Kind of my thoughts.
Coop, what do you think?
As a buyer, I'm expecting vendors to be very stingy, just because Nationals obviously coming up. So I think they're going to be like, well, if I can't move it here, if I don't move it here, then I'll move it to National. So I don't really think they're going to be I don't really think they're going to be too worried about selling. I think they're going to be. I think a lot of vendors are going to do more buying than selling, to be honest.
Yeah. I personally will be bringing a lot of cash because I want to spend. But I feel also that, like I said earlier, if I'm a vendor and I'm going to the National, I'm going to want some cash, but I also get having inventory for the National. So if I was a vendor, my strategy would be sell all my $100 to $300 bulk stuff, slabs, PSA 10s that I'm getting back. And I would be very, very stingy and high on my rare stuff. So like I have that Giannis auto that I have numbered to 49 or whatever it is. If I was a vendor and I had that card, I would be a lot more stingy on the price of that card and trading it versus if I was selling my Cam Reddish variation PSA 10 I just got back in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be so much more willing to give that a deal and basically probably just break even on it. And I'd want a lot of value for, like, my Curry 10 and, like, my Giannis auto.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, I think that, I mean, you see this at every Dallas show, but I feel like this is going to be more of a thing than normal. Dealers selling to other dealers. You know, you see a lot of quote-unquote wholesale deals where, you know, some of these really big kind of, what's the word? Powerhouses? I don't know if that's a good word. Like that kind of thing. They walk up and, hey, how much for everything? I'll buy it all at 70%. I feel like we're going to see a lot of that because the stuff's going to move at the National regardless. And so definitely people are going to be looking to make big deals like that, kind of at a wholesale price with some pretty good room. It'll be interesting to see how selling and trading is from both sides of the table, really. I know that my kind of strategy when people walk up to the table is not going to change at all. I'll still be buying and whatnot. I don't really have the National to prepare for per se, so I don't think my buying strategy is going to change any.
Yeah. TJ and I say this a lot. I think the vibes on Friday will be very sus. I feel like people will be very... I won't be hesitant to buy. I'll spend. I don't care. But I feel like a lot of people in general will be very hesitant on what they're doing. They will think twice more than they normally do, if that makes sense. Because if you're trading at trade night on Friday night, you know, a little kid that has $500 saved up, but he's going to the National with his dad in 2 weeks. Oh, I love Trae Young, but I'm going to the National in 2 weeks, so I don't want to spend. You know, just even little stuff like that, all the way down to the kids, I feel like is going to have an effect.
What else could I do with this money?
Yeah.
That's really what the question is.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it kind of depends on who you are and if you're going to the National, frankly.
Well, good thing for us, we don't have another show until the next Dallas show, so
Pretty much.
we can be aggressive.
Yeah, that's why I'm planning on doing it. I have a question that just popped into my head, actually. It's kind of related to Dallas, but not really. As Dallas and the National have come closer, I've been doing a lot of research on basic star players' rookie card PSA 10s. And comps are starting to slowly rise on a lot of base PSA 10s of, like... So I have that Luka Doncic 10 that I just got in from my sub. The comp on it when I received it was 285 to 300 were the last, like, 5 to 6 comps. The last 4 comps over the last, I think, week have been, like, 315 to, like, 340.
Yeah, even I want to say something about that too. I did that fire sale, like, what was it, 4 days
Last
ago?
weekend, yeah.
And I was checking comps on all my stuff. I put 2 Drew Lock Prism PSA 10s. They were going for like $50 to $60. I put them for 55 per. And 3 days later, I see somebody looking for Drew Lock. I put them on there 55 per. And I sell them and I go to look at comps and they're going for like 70 per. Like what? Like Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Like why?
Yeah. It's just, I feel like the excitement of cards is coming back in these big shows. And I feel like especially on the big stuff too, people shield bid. Like,
Oh, yes.
there's like, especially those big cards that are going for over $1,000, like, they make those comps for a reason.
They're not real comps.
They're not real comps. So you can kind of elaborate on that.
Yeah, so actually, this is kind of a point I was thinking about making, and this is a great way to segue into this. If you're reading this and you're going to the National, be extremely careful with the comps you look at on eBay. There are some pretty smart people in the industry that are here to make money, obviously, and there are definitely ways to forge comps going into the National. If that's really all I can elaborate. I don't really have much to say, but like, just be extremely. Somebody tweeted this today. I can't remember his name, but proceed with caution on stuff that you feel like has jumped too quickly. Because if there's a couple outlier sales, say the card's $1,000 card, and you see a couple outlier sales on bids at 1,800. Cards aren't making jumps like that unless it's like Shohei.
Yeah.
Like and there are instances where that's happening, where the cards are naturally jumping, but proceed with caution. Take the average of the comps if you can. That's definitely a thing that I've heard, and it seems like shill bidding is becoming more of a prominent thing on ultra high end.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Kind of going into at least my last topic that I have on the top of my head is kind of what we will personally be buying, like what's our strategy behind that, and then also what we think is going to be selling. So Cooper, you said Shea was your big guy last show, and you'll continue to buy this show. I guess give me either what you're looking for specifically in Shea, or like are you looking for autos, numbered PSA 10s, and give me some other names that you may be looking for.
Yeah, last Dallas show I don't know why, but I just wanted Shea, and I was buying base Prism 9s and stuff like that. This show I do not want to buy any base cards unless it's just a 10 and it's way below comps. I want to get numbered cards, numbered slabs, or autos if I can find them for the right price. And then same stuff with people I believe in that are going to go up right before the football season, just numbered rookie cards and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, so I kind of have 2 or 3 kind of different industries that I'm kind of quote unquote a part of right now. One being the ultra low end. In other words, buying cards for $1 and selling them for $3 to $5. In a market that's a little strained right now, there's no shortage of the ability to move that stuff. So I'll definitely be attacking bulk deals like that, like I mentioned earlier. Second thing is kind of just having the ability to move just kind of liquid stuff. I'm always looking for guys like Acuna and Trout, and then obviously the Lucas and the Treys of the world. Obviously local people like CD and Jalen Hurts and those kind of guys. That's kind of the mid-end side of things. And then for the high-end game, that's been my main thought process lately. I'm looking for stuff that's easy to trade. And then I don't necessarily will have any hiccups on trading at a certain value. So going back to that Mahomes I recently picked up, no one's going to look at that and be like, oh, I'm going to pass on Mahomes.
Yeah.
A 10 rookie. It's almost impossible to find, you know what I mean? But it's one thing also if I picked it up and it was min gem. So I'm definitely looking at PSA 10s, notable stars, stuff that has rarity, low population, stuff that I can easily trade up into without any hiccups. Throughout the last couple months, I've been getting into higher end stuff, and I've actually learned some that. Holy crap! Subgrades matter more than I really thought. Mm-hmm. When moving big cards, I've had a couple cards that have been 2 9.5s, a 9 and a 10, and people try to value that at min gem, and it's interesting to see how those numbers work out. At this point, I'm really just looking to PSA 10s or true gems and plus, just because it makes the deal so much easier, and you can have a more confident valuation. That kind of stuff I'm looking at. Rarity, Mahomes, Brady. Kind of always looking for Curry, it seems like.
Yeah.
I've been picking up a lot of his nice
He's a good
stuff.
buy.
And, with that sell with the alt, too, it seems like his market's pretty intriguing. So
Yeah. I'm kind of on the same page there. Mine is going to be a little bit different. Recently, I've been trying to get out of a lot of my base stuff and slabs that I have.
I have a point after you.
Okay.
Don't let me forget.
All right. Do you want to write it down so you don't forget? No. Because you might forget. But I'm trying to get out of a lot of my base stuff and move into some rare stuff, especially with Luka. I'm a big Luka guy, so I feel like right now is the perfect time to buy Luka because he's not really... I mean, he's playing in the Olympics, but, they're not going to do anything. But as far as, I think the best time to buy Luka is going to be right now, especially with the NBA offseason not starting for a little bit. If they add Dame or they add a guy like that, that'll draw more hype to Luka. So I feel like his market is very cool right now. What I'll be looking for in a Luka is either rare brands like Spectra or rare Prism stuff that's low pops. If I can find a Luka Green rookie PSA 10 Prism, I'm gonna buy it. Just different things like that. And with rarity and obviously PSA 10, or if I find a nice auto that's not signed by his mother, I will buy that. Just different things like that. I've also been doing a lot of research on Damian Lillard because I feel like he will not be in Portland next year. Or if he still is there, I still feel like he is a good buy, just because I like Dame a lot in his game. I've been looking at autos of him and different things like that. Honestly, I've been looking at a lot of star vet autos like Curry, Durant, Giannis. Guys like that. I feel like Durant especially is super undervalued. I have that one Durant auto, and I really don't want to move it, honestly. I kind of want to buy another one. And then with my Giannis auto, I'm going to go to a guy who has like the freakiest Giannis collection ever.
The freakiest.
And see, the Greek freak, the freakiest. You see what I did there?
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm going to see what he thinks about it. I'm not going to try and sell it to him. I'm just going to try and get information off of him, basically, because he's going to know more than I will about that kind of a market for that card. And if he makes me an offer, I'll do whatever. But if I really don't get my number on it, or I'm not making at least like 20 or 30% on that card, I will send it to Beckett. I don't care if if I had to choose one or the other, I would like to move it in Dallas. But if I don't, I'm perfectly content with that as well. Just because I feel like a Giannis rookie auto to 49 really isn't going to go anywhere, no matter if they win or lose the finals. So, that's kind of my plan. Go ahead, TJ.
Okay, we need to talk, boys.
Yeah?
We need to talk about UFC.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about UFC.
It popped in my head. I'm looking for raw UFC. Of like prospecting. Like there's some guys out there that seem to criminally undervalued within UFC, and UFC seems like it's kind of its own little market.
Sean O'Malley.
Man,
I love Sean.
Sean O'Malley.
Poirier.
Actually, I think his cards might be a little overvalued.
McGregor. I mean, they will be all after they win a fight and stuff.
There is a major opportunity in grading UFC singles at SGC.
I can see.
I haven't had personal success because I haven't done it yet, but just looking at the research is something that I'm looking to capitalize upon potentially. Obviously, as long as the cards are minty and profitable. There are certain fighters out there that, seem like they could have a lot of chance to pop once they get a fight or two under their belt, and their rookie cards are the first year of Prism. I mean, it seems like a perfect storm. SGC is cheap and affordable and has a good turnaround time.
Yeah.
It's really the other than the ultra high end like the Khabib autos and stuff like that. That's the only option for UFC right now.
Do you feel like you'll see a lot of that in Dallas?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I did last time.
I didn't really think about that, but now that you say that, like, if you're digging through a dollar box and you see a UFC Prism rookie,
or a silver,
you might as well buy it.
Like, are you guys familiar with Brandon Moreno at all?
Yes.
I've heard the name.
Okay, yeah. So he recently popped off and won a fight, and his cards went way up. Like if I see his cards in a dollar box, one, that's a damn steal. But stranger things have happened, and two, like, SGC is the marketplace for UFC right now with few exceptions. So it's definitely an intrigue, and same with like the soccer stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Top Scrum Soccer, like there's very few cards being sent from that to PSA. Yeah. So I would actually even argue that the SGC pop count is higher, just because of the turnaround time, and it just seems like a really intriguing opportunity.
Yeah, because I want to buy Top Scrum Soccer singles too, like a lot of rookies, like numbered stuff of good guys like Foden and Messi and Ronaldo. Like if I see a Ronaldo to 250 and it's $30, I'm gonna buy it.
Now, would you grade it with SGC or would you just keep it raw?
Because
I know you don't. I know you're like PSA on.
I would have a hard time grading it with SGC, but I would consider it. It would be something I would consider, but I don't know what I would do. I'd have to think about it a little bit more. But I'm not opposed to it because TJ's talked to me about it with SGC and UFC and soccer and stuff like that. So I feel like I could, but we'll see. But I will be buying Top Scrum singles as well.
I'm pulling up an example right now.
Okay.
Okay, so Pedri, his Top Scrum rookie is a $5 card.
Yeah.
Roughly. SGC costs $25 to grade. Let me look up here.
I have a refractor of his, actually.
I did. I sold it. I wish I wouldn't have. Because that thing was minty. A 10 did $78. So looking at that makes me think an SGC 9.5 is probably like $55. All things considered, and like a 9.5 is, I mean, you've subbed more.
And then 9,
SGC. Like it's not hard to gem a card at
9.5 or a
SGC.
9, you just break even, I guess.
So at that point,
I think I got.
How long does a bulk sub take for SGC?
a month.
A month?
There's a service level that's a month, right?
Whenever I sent it was 35 a card, but it's 25 a card now, and it's still 15 days, and I got it back in 2 weeks.
15 business days?
Okay.
15 business days, yeah, but I got it back in 2 weeks.
So even better. Like 25 a card, like it's not like you're gonna get smoked by the market either. Like a lot of the PSA people did. Like,
that could be a good play for eBay, honestly.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
and
might have to look into
a
that.
refractor 9.5, or the refractors are a $40 card. As of 2 weeks ago, when I sold mine, the last sale was today on a 9.5 at 143.24 on bids, on a refractor.
That's
75. That's 65 into the card.
You're doubling your money.
More than doubling.
That was a 9.5. You said that's all.
9.5. That's not even a 10. Like,
Yeah. Wow.
I think I'm on to something. I just haven't taken the step.
Yeah. All right, so we'll wrap that segment up, but I got one more question, then we'll wrap up the episode here. Give me 2 names from any sport that you think will be very good sellers, and then give me someone who's underrated that people should be buying in Dallas.
You want it?
And then also give me someone who people should not be buying, but they will be.
Shohei Ohtani's going to be selling,
Okay.
and I was going to say Patrick Mahomes, but he's always going to be selling, so I feel like that's not like
Don't say that. That's mine.
that does.
I'll do mine.
I'm trying to think of somebody that's going to be selling at this show that like Patrick Mahomes is always going to be selling. I'm trying to think of somebody that's like going to be hot at this show. I'd probably say I don't know. Go ahead.
I feel like someone that people won't be buying that was super hot last summer around this time, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, like, even though they're out, he is such a buy right now. Because the Nets, they're not, like, once they're all healthy and they're all playing next year, like, it's not like they're going to be not a top 2 seed again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Durant's a top 3 guy. His autos, his rookies, people are, buying those up to sell them right now. But since they're not there now, hey, I'll buy them for 60%, 65% of what you bought them for. I just feel like he's super undervalued right now. He's always kind of been not gotten the hobby love until, the past year that he should have, in my opinion. This is a hot take. Someone who I believe that people will be buying.
I was going to say mine, but I feel like we have the same person.
No, I don't think we do. People that will be buying, but they shouldn't be, Ohtani. You should not buy Ohtani right now.
No. I think all Ohtani should be sold right now. Like, if you have Ohtani, sell it.
Yeah, if you have a superfractor, if you have a number to 5, anything Ohtani, sell it.
If you have a Bowman Chrome base rookie, sell it.
Yeah.
Put it on eBay right now.
Ohtani, he's a great player, and he's doing things for baseball that we have never seen before right now. But in my opinion, you got to think about it. Are the Angels going to make a run in the playoffs? Is Mike Trout going to come back and take over that market again and go off and hit 10 bombs in 10 games? Is Ohtani going to be healthy enough to get through the playoffs if they make it deep into the playoffs? Next year, is Ohtani going to be a guy who produces what he did already? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel that he right now is so overhyped, and not overhyped because he's doing insanely well, and the All-Star game is going on in the background right now, but it's just, why would you buy at the highest peak his cards are going to be at ever? You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, can I go with my person?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, my person who I think is going to be selling that I don't think should be, unless it is to quick flip, if it is to go into the season, Justin Herbert. Because I think his expectations are so high that it's like he has to outperform what he did last year for his
and
cards
he's not
to go
beating
up.
Mahomes in the division. There's
Yeah.
no shot.
Like,
I'm taking the Chiefs all day in that division.
like unless it is to quick flip it before the season, I don't think you should be buying Justin Herbert.
At best, they're a wild card team.
Yeah, I
At
agree.
best.
And like he would have to do, I think he would have to outperform himself last year for his cards to go. I mean, if he plays good, his cards they're not gonna go down, but like he has to be like an MVP candidate for his cards to go up.
Yep. Agreed.
Okay. I don't remember what the questions were.
So, like, a player that you believe that won't be selling that should, and a player that you believe that will be selling that shouldn't be.
2 that will be, 1 that won't be, 1
Whatever you want to do.
sleeper.
I don't even care at this point.
Okay. I think that LeBron James will be selling.
It's a good buy.
I think specifically LeBron James Chrome Topps Chrome PSA 10 rookies will be. They got as low as 12. They're up at 18 now. I feel like they're going to continue.
Wonder why. National.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I feel like they're, I mean, not in my pedigree by any means, but I feel like they're a buy. I feel like the ultra high-end type thing is going to be moving like that. Second one, Michael Jordan. I mean, it's similar trajectory. The stuff went low, and now they're slowly creeping back up. I've definitely been looking, if I could get into a mid-grade Jordan, I would absolutely take that opportunity to do so. Those two cards are very intriguing long-term, and I feel like they're going to be moving. Sleeper that I actually think is an absolute buy, and I feel like this is a damn hot take. Ronald Acuna Jr.
I agree.
This being, unfortunately, his cards have gone down pretty significantly with the news of his ACL, which is obviously terrible for the game. He's a top 5-3 player,
I'd say
2
top 3.
player. It sucks, but I have a strong feeling that he's going to come back quickly and he's going to dominate again. And I feel like his prices are going to get down to maybe 50% of what they are now. I know his bat down PSA 10s are ridiculously low in comparison to what they've been. I feel like he's a buy as long as you have the capital to hold.
Yep.
And hold big stuff of his.
I agree.
Someone not to buy. I agree with the Ohtani take. I think that
Someone that you think is going to be selling that shouldn't be.
that should not be. I mean, I hate the idea of prospecting QBs. Drew Lock should not be selling the way he is. Like, even Danny Derps shouldn't be selling the way
All
he
right.
is.
So who do you think is the Denver starter in the season? Teddy B or Drew Lock?
Teddy B.
Teddy
You think Teddy B?
And it's a no-brainer.
I think Drew Lock is so bad. So bad.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Some people shouldn't be prospecting who they're prospecting in the NFL. It looks like the NBA last summer when people were buying.
I think Drew Lock is in the XFL in 2 years.
I mean, you also got to see the division they're in with the Chargers and the Chiefs.
It's not happening.
Yeah. Teddy B's cheap right now, though.
He is.
I like Teddy B cards.
But do Teddy B cards even go up if he's playing good? Like, are they going to go up
Oh,
that
if
much?
they blow out whoever they're playing week 1, Teddy B rookies will 30% increase than what they are right now.
You know what a play is that I just thought of? The market's always so reactive at the start of the seasons. Maybe look at a couple sleepers, so like the first couple preseason games, somebody that could pop off for 3 TDs.
Like an undrafted rookie receiver.
No, like seriously, like I mean, maybe
Yeah.
somebody that's like a late signing or something that could pop off.
Hey,
You never know.
Tim Tebow's a bot. No, I'm just kidding.
I was actually just thinking that. Is he still
Well,
with
if
them?
Tim Tebow is in 2021 Prism football, I'm going. No, I'm not going for the
I-
rainbow.
Bro,
That'd
those
be
cards will go
hilarious.
for a
I
little
just
Oh, yeah.
sold my first year Prism Tim Tebow for $3.
Yeah,
Hopefully I don't regret it.
bro. Tim Tebow with tight end cards in 2021 Prism.
Bro,
There will be a market
if he had
for that.
autos? If he had autos,
Just
it'd be
imagine.
huge.
Okay, no, just imagine like how expensive. Like if you're in a break, if you get a case of Prism hobby with the Jags, you've got Lawrence, Etienne, and Tebow.
They should make a Trevor Lawrence, Tim Tebow, Travis Etienne triple autograph.
Like pen pals, triple auto,
NT.
on card. That'd be kind of sick.
the 2 rookies and then Tim Tebow.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Is he still with them?
Yeah, he hasn't
Yeah.
gotten cut.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy crap. I'm pulling for him. I really am.
Me too. I hope he makes the roster.
He's got a great story.
It'll be good. But that's all we got for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow us here on Spotify or on Apple. Once again, if you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe, like the video. It would mean a lot to us. Follow me on Instagram at nathans.sportscards. And then TJ's Instagram is 405cards. And then Cooper's is cs.sportscards. Correct? Yeah. That's where you can reach us. And we will see y'all later. Have a good one.